Switch gears a little bit. There's been some talk about election reform. Um, One of the things mentioned is talking about extending the voting hours on election day. Do you think that's something that's necessary given that we have all this early voting that's available to us?
Great question. I guess I don't see the harm in extending it. I suppose there may be some cost with respect to paying poll workers, but I don't oppose taking a look at it. Indiana actually 6 to 6 is our hour, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Are some of the more narrow hours that we have in the country. You correctly point out, though, that we do seem to see an expansion of early voting. I think that along election law issues, we'll probably tend to see more discussion about things like redistricting. We passed a law last year in the House, passed a bill, excuse me, in the House. Didn't get a hearing in the Senate, but it would have set up a nonpartisan redistricting commission. Many states have adopted commissions like this, and try to remove politics from the equation as far as redistricting goes. Historically, I imagine both parties have been accused of gerrymandering districts, and so I think you'll probably see some discussions along those lines going forward. And I'm on the elections committee right now. I don't know if I will be going forward. I presume I will. But I think it's certainly a discussion worth having about extending the hours. It's funny you bring that up. The other day was walking by early voting, where early voting takes place downtown, and I thought, well, I kind of want to go and vote, but I also cherish going on election day. There's something civically minded about it, I think. And I don't know if a lot of people think that like that. If so, I suppose there's great merit in extending the hours so that people can get off work and go vote. But if that's not the case, then maybe we're doing okay with just early voting. So I think it's a good discussion to have. I'd be happy to have it.
Do you think that, like we were talking about the commission, the nonpartisan commission that would do the redistricting, do you think efforts like that might mean more in translation of voters coming to the polls than early voting or some of the other issues? I notice one thing that I hear is, why bother?
Yeah.
You know, my district is Republican, I'm a Democrat,
That's
why
a good
bother?
question, sure. Well, I think the goal of a nonpartisan redistricting commission is to remove the politics of it. And would that actually result in districts that are closer to 50-50? Maybe some. I really don't know the answer to it, actually. I think the real issue there, what's going on is you do something like that to instill public trust in government. And whether that results in districts that are closer to 50-50 or it results in districts that are further away from where they are right now, you do it to instill public trust, public confidence in government. And I think that there's an argument that could be made that the more confidence people have in their government, the more likely they are to want to participate in it, therefore more likely to vote. So I think there's an argument there. At the same time, of course, we have to be mindful of people's schedules and making sure that we accommodate everyone and enfranchise people so that they can exercise their right to vote in a convenient fashion.